When it comes to UFOs, most of us tend to think of modern stories, radar systems, fighter jets, and grainy footage in the night sky. But what about the incidents that happened long before the term unidentified flying object even existed? From an egg-shaped object that fell near the site of the first nuclear test in New Mexico, to a strange being quietly buried in a Texas cemetery. These events were once forgotten, or even denied by the government. Until now. So, fasten your seatbelt as we dive into today's mysteries. But first, you'll have incredible luck if you like and subscribe before this video ends. New Mexico, August 16, 1945. Exactly 1 month after the Trinity atomic bomb test shook the skies over the New Mexico desert, two boys, Jose Padilla, 9 years old, and Rio Baca, 7 years old, were riding horses across the vast land of the Padilla family ranch, near the town of San Antonio. They were looking for a lost cow. An ordinary task in the daily life of post-war southwestern ranchers. But that morning, a loud explosion echoed from afar. It shook the ground beneath them as if an earthquake had struck. Thinking it was a mine blast or another military test, the boys quickly urged their horses toward the sound. What they saw left them stunned. A long trench stretched across the dry, dusty land, as if something had scraped violently along the surface. At the end of the trench was a round, metallic object, so large it made the boys stop in awe. Its shiny surface sparkled in the sunlight. Debris scattered everywhere. One part of the side had been torn open, revealing an empty space inside. But according to Jose and Rio, something was moving within the dark interior. Looking closer, they realized it was a group of small beings. No more than 4 feet tall, with thin legs, large heads, and movements too fast to follow. At such a young age, with life experience limited to the farm, the boys had no words to describe what they were seeing. They quickly rode home to tell Jose's father. But he dismissed their account, assuming it was just another weapons test. Hours later, the area where the explosion occurred was blocked off by the military. A convoy of trucks arrived. Soldiers in uniform with no insignia silently cleared the site. That night, Jose and Rio secretly returned to the site. They found a leftover piece of metal, an oddly elastic panel. When bent, it snapped back to its original shape as if it were some futuristic material with shape memory. They brought it home and hid it beneath the floorboards for decades. The object was later tested in 2015, identified as a common aluminum alloy. But that didn't explain the strange properties the boys described. The story of Jose and Rio wasn't made public immediately. It wasn't until 2003 that they recounted the entire event to Jacques Vallée, a veteran UFO investigator who had worked with the US government. And although they were the only ones who directly described the living beings inside the round object, they were not the only witnesses to events believed to be related to a UFO. Molini, Italy, 1933. More than a decade before Trinity, a strange flying object fell from the sky in northern Italy. This may have been the first recorded UFO crash in modern history. The story comes from Roberto Pignati, an Italian historian specializing in aviation and unexplained phenomena. He uncovered documents suggesting that in June 1933, an unidentified metallic object crashed near the town of Molini, not far from Milan. Authorities at the time quickly sealed off the area. 2 telegrams were sent that same day. One ordering absolute silence regarding the landing of the unknown object. Another demanding the immediate arrest and severe punishment of any journalist reporting the incident. Because no physical evidence was documented, many questioned the authenticity of the events. But according to Pignati, the incident was handed over to a secret unit of the fascist government called Gabinetto RS-33. This unit was responsible for the study and collection of phenomena related to unidentified flying objects. head. The renowned inventor and Nobel laureate Guglielmo Marconi, who had close ties to Italy's leadership at the time. If true, this suggests not only an early organization dedicated to UFO research, but also that non-Earth technology may have fallen into the hands of world powers long before World War II. The story is echoed by locals, passed down through 3 generations. According to the great-grandfather of one witness, secret police arrived in the middle of the night to seal off the area and ordered everyone to remain silent. Later, David Grouch, a former U.S. Air Force intelligence officer, stated that a high-ranking military source had confirmed the object was recovered by the United States after Allied forces occupied Rome. If true, the object is no longer in Italy, its documents believed to be stored in the Vatican. No physical evidence has ever been released. No official acknowledgement from the Holy See exists. The question is no longer whether something fell in Molini, but why it was kept secret for so long. New Mexico, Lieutenant Colonel Brody, 1945. In the summer of 1945, America basked in the glow of victory after World War II. Nuclear testing continued, and even the smallest technical failure could carry unimaginable risks. Lieutenant Colonel William Brody piloted a routine training flight to Alamogordo Air Base. He received orders to divert and investigate a communication station that had gone dark. When he landed near the site, he discovered the cause. It wasn't an electrical failure, nor sabotage. Resting silently in the dust beneath the signal tower was a metallic egg-shaped object, approximately 10 meters long. It had directly collided with the communications tower, snapping part of the structure. No identification numbers, no insignia, no aerodynamic features resembling any aircraft of the time. Near the object, Brody spotted 2 boys on horseback, Jose Padilla and Rio Baca. He observed from a distance, then returned to base to file his report. Although no official record exists, Brody often spoke of the unusual mission in private. Multiple fragments, all pointing to the same location, all describing an object that defies explanation. Coincidence? Or something more? Aurora, Texas, 1897. When people think of UFO crashes, they often think of Roswell in 1947. But another account predates it. In Aurora, Texas, April 17, 1897. According to the Dallas Morning News, an unidentified flying object crashed on a local judge's property. It collided with a windmill and exploded, destroying his flower garden and killing the being piloting the craft. Locals found fragments of metal unlike any known alloy, marked with strange symbols. The pilot's body was small, with a large head, deformed by the explosion. A U.S. Army signal officer reportedly declared, "This being does not belong to this world." The creature was buried in the town cemetery, marked with a tiny headstone, engraved with a spacecraft. Fragments were dumped into a nearby well, later reported to have contaminated the water. Some claimed it was a hoax, but the headstone existed, and the well had been abruptly sealed. Cape Girardeau, Missouri, 1941. In spring 1941, before the U.S. entered World War II, Reverend William Huffman received a late-night call from police. A serious accident had occurred in a field. He was asked to perform last rites, but what he found was unlike anything he expected. A metallic, disc-shaped object, partially exploded. Inside were 3 beings, small with large black eyes. 2 were dead, 1 clinging to life. Huffman offered a prayer. Emergency responders watched silently. No photographs were allowed. Later, the military removed the debris and bodies. Witnesses were sworn to silence. Perhaps the first human in American history offered a final prayer to a being not of this earth. Dundee County, Nebraska, 1884. June 6, 1884. Cowboys driving cattle across Dundee County saw a blazing streak across the sky. A loud explosion followed. At the site lay a cylindrical metallic object, 50 to 60 feet long. Some described large metal wheels of unknown purpose. Heat at the scene was extreme, so much that one man suffered burns and singed hair. The next day, rain washed the object away. All that remained were pools of bluish-white liquid, described as lemon jelly mixed with cottage cheese. Years later, in 2013, amateur collectors found greenish, glass-like stones nearby, matching the century-old descriptions. No formal scientific analysis exists, but the mystery remains. From the fields of Nebraska to the red soil of New Mexico, from a small town in Italy to a Texas cemetery, stories of unidentified objects falling to Earth appear again and again throughout history. Each story carries its own tone, but certain details repeat: small beings, metallic crafts, unexplained properties. You may not believe every part, but if even one detail gave you pause, share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring mysteries like these, subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next mystery.